Just about a month ago, I decided to take 3 days off a screen. I couldn't watch my phone, I couldn't watch my computer, I couldn't do any of that. And the reason that I did this was that I wanted to reflect upon my own actions lately. And I also wanted to see if I was able to quit and to just take some time off and to see what would happen if I just pause, reflect and think and let my mind say the words that has been just quieted and just turned off by all of the noise and the distractions that have been in my life lately. So I decided to do that with the intention to learn more about myself and to be able to just take a step back from technology and ask myself some deeper questions about my own life. And what I came up with was something that was really, really interesting, because when you just take some pauses and you start to reflect upon your own life, and I'm going to go through some practices that you can do today that is even more powerful than just sitting and thinking. And I will cover that later on in this video. But I think it's really, really important for you to understand why you are using your devices in the current way that you're using them. So for example, you just need to know why you're using your phone. So for example, a reason can be, I just want to have fun, I just want to have some stimulation, I just want to get some education from it. I use it as a device to just iterate and to just repeat the things that I like to do. And it can also be that, yeah, I'm addicted to watching content. It can be that you feel a sense of commitment to a certain person that you need to watch, need to follow up with, and just be totally honest why you are doing this. And that is the most important thing for you to realize. Taking 3 days off a screen and off of all of my devices made me so much more emotionally aware of the things that I was doing currently. So for example, when I decided to do this, what happened was that I was able to see the emotions that I had hid behind and that I had stimulated to just distract myself in a sense. So what I did was that I took a step back and I did this practice that I'm going to talk about now. So I did journaling and just thinking practices. So the thing that you want to do is journal. And journaling is that you write down a question and then you just write about that. And journal can be like you're summarizing your day and you're expressing your thoughts and your feelings throughout the day. But I like doing it in a more self-improvement friendly way, that is growth journaling. And what I mean by that is that you write a question on top and then you start writing an answer towards the person who you want to be. Like, you answer it like the best version of you would have answered it. So that's what I want you to do. Write out some deep questions and use some journaling prompts for you to just think about and for you to just reflect upon. And that can also be something that you can do whilst you're going on a walk, whilst you are staring at your wall, whilst you're in the shower. Just take some time off to just think and to reflect about these deep questions that I'm going to give you now. So a few of them can be like, what would future me think about this? How would I react in 3 years about this? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? And all of these types of deep questions. If I get more ideas and I remember, I will put some in the description as well. And I think it's really, really important for you to just take a step back from devices and from technology and to realize that you can take a break. And what I realized was that I got a sense of FOMO in I think it was second day of doing this. So I just did this for 3 days because I just wanted to see, and I just wanted to see if this would work and if it would have any impact on my emotions and all of that. So what I realized was on day 2, I actually got a lot of FOMO. And FOMO is fear of missing out, as you probably already know. And I got fear of missing out, although I knew that I hadn't missed out on anything because I'd said to all of the people that needed to contact me, and I could check my phone just once a day to see if there was anyone who was just spam calling me and just needed to just talk to me for an emergency reason. But anyway, I got a FOMO from nowhere, and I thought to myself that this is probably YouTube, it's Instagram, it's social media in general. They have just put this FOMO inside of me just because they want us to be addicted to these platforms. And it's really, really interesting because I knew that I wasn't missing out on anything, but I still got that FOMO. And on the third day, things actually started to change, and I actually felt like I was adapting to the current state I was at. So, for example, when I went on a walk, I just felt so great being distractionless, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to like put on music or headphones or anything and listen to a podcast or a lecture, whatever it was. I didn't really feel like doing that because I thought to myself that I'm at peace when I'm just with my mind. And to be honest, right now I've actually went back to listening more to that, listening more to podcasts and stuff like that. But now I think it's really, really important. If I want to get back to that, I can just take 2 days off or 1 day off or 3 days off or a whole week off. But I will definitely do this again because it has so many great impacts on your own life when you're doing this, because you learn a lot about yourself. Especially if I would have done this, I think maybe just 1.5 years ago or 1 year ago, I would have learned even more about myself, because I am at the point currently where I feel like I know myself pretty well and I have a clear direction for where I want to go. And if you feel directionless, what I would suggest is do this practice and really reflect on the topic and on the question that is, what do I really want to do? What is my true purpose and passion? And the answer might not come to you directly, but I just want to say this to you. If you want to find out your passion or your purpose, what you can do is you can write down like 5 goals. Like one is the most important goal, and then you list all of them. And the 5th goal, let's state that is, I don't know, get a nicer physique, for example. If that was one of your goals, and the first goal was to, I don't know, have children, for example, what is really interesting, to get to the first goal, you actually have to progress in the wrong order. So, for example, you first have to check off number 5, then number 4, then number 3, then number 2, then number 1. Because for you to, let's say, have children, you would benefit from having a nice physique. So that should be your purpose right now. And just list those goals out. And you can do this practice regularly just to get used to that feeling of setting goals and having a clear direction. And don't switch things up. Stay with one thing and stay true to that, because that is really, really important if you really want to go far in the thing that you're trying to do. So it's much better to make slower progress but steady progress over time, like I'm doing on this YouTube channel, that I'm consistent, and that is the most important thing, because you can go so far ahead with anything if you just stay true to that and you try to improve upon that. So that's why it's also important for you to find your passion, and then you can link that up with the thing that is consistency, and doing the thing repeatedly over time, and then you iterate on that and you become greater, and then over time it snowballs into a so big effect. And that's why it's so important for you to reflect on the things that you're doing currently. So with that being said, I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, you can do that as well, and see you in the next one.